Hello, it's me, Neff, again, and it's been a while since my last recording. This time I would like to share with you my recent foray into day trading and share with you a community that I have been learning a lot from and that I think is pretty cool. And I'm going to make some more videos about brokerages I use, the applications I use, different types of trading, how some of these trading things work, and you can get an idea of the kinds of things that you might be interested in or capable of doing. The most important thing is to know yourself, know your risk tolerance, know how, some people tend to get greedy and put a little too much money in and then lose it too fast. And some people get too emotionally involved and it can be very stressful. So you really have to, in order to be successful at this, you have to follow the advice and follow the rules and play the numbers. It's kind of like counting cards. Back to this server, I got it up on here. It's called Xclusive Trading on my Discord. It's a Discord server run by a guy named X, and he's got a couple buddies on there, Grumps and Adam. They basically offer these kinds of alerts, which is pretty common these days. There's day trading discords and Twitter accounts. These guys refer to them as furus. But the guys who run this server are the real deal. They know a lot and they really try to protect their community. So as you can see, I have access to what's called a diamond tier, and that is kind of like the intermediate subscription, and their basic subscription is gold. And then they also have a free membership, which gives you access to, I think it's this trading talk channel, some of this lounge, where some trading ideas are actually shared in here. So if you're curious about this community, just click the link to check out the Discord server, and you can start talking to people and seeing what it's like. Let me show you a little bit about what's going on in gold right now. We got our gold chat channel, where we're just kind of keeping up to date on, what some of the stocks are doing here. Some discussion about Amazon. Alerts are put in our day trades channel here. And as you can see, Adam he shares his trade alerts and their whether or not they were successful here. So he's had a pretty green week so far, a couple of reds. And it looks like today the Amazon was red, unfortunately. I think he may have cut it. Let's see, what does he say? Yeah, cutting Amazon. And now he's alerted 30 calls on GameStop, 614. All right, so anyway, I'll show you some of the other channels too. You get this roadmap for the day, which are these charts generated by a service called Rocket Scooter, which does an analysis of hedge pressure and liquidity maps, and so you have an idea of some of the possibilities and where these bullish and bearish zones are. And it's interesting how most of the time these end up turning out to be right. So it's kind of a good guide to have. And you can kind of tell. Usually Adam will be right, but it's usually a longer term throughout the day. Oftentimes X will make an alert that will be a shorter term. It will go green and then it will finally reverse. So sometimes it seems like they're out of sync, but really it's different time frames. Adam also has a channel for swing trades, so he makes these longer term plays. Most of his day trades are not 0-day expiration. He usually avoids those just because of the increased risk. And then let's see, and morning thoughts. Every morning he records a voice message of things to look out for in the day, just reminders of how to play it safe, not to get too greedy. So it's very helpful in the gold channel. There's a lot more emphasis on education and on just kind of trading discipline, and it's definitely a good place to start. Even besides the free channel, gold gives you a lot of stuff to learn from and to grow into it. All right, so I'll finally show you the diamond. Now, there are some channels in here that Adam actually will call alerts in. It's like the wheel strategy, for example, right? He's actually alerted today, selling to open GameStop 714, 30 puts for 2.8 credit. So again, another bullish play. So he gives you some more information, break-even prices, and then the levels and everything. These guys are very good at, you know, TA, and they'll give you all the breakdowns, you know, and which way, you know, it's likely to go one way or the other, you know, which scenarios to look out for. You can follow along exactly what they say, because Adam in Gold will share what he does, you know, with his open trades, and so you can just follow along if you want, or you can, you know, use that knowledge to make your own educated plays. So X doesn't usually alert in here. Adam has a dedicated channel in Diamond, which tend to be more risky. They tend to be you know, either higher price, or they tend to be 0 DTE. Let's see, Xclusive. Here's our another fellow. He's the guy who kind of runs this whole thing, and he is a genius. Honestly, he's insane. So here's how his alerts look. Today he alerted, let's see, Netflix 6:55 call, and tagged as a lotto play, so, you know, higher risk. And then, you know, some charts he's sharing, updates. You know, here's an update for that Netflix, 14.4% gain already. So usually when that happens, you want to be trimming. He's not going to call out specific trims. He doesn't even, you know, at this point you would, you know, set your stops probably to close, or manage your risk. He hasn't explicitly alerted to close that position, so I'm not sure what Netflix is doing right now. It's probably still going up, but at some point when it goes up enough, usually he will tag these alerts. See this little yellow? This means small account exit and stop loss at entry. So when a position has gone positive enough, in this case 26%, you know, it's like, yep, that's enough. I see this, you know, potentially going up or going back down. It's maybe reached some target levels. So you can make sure you've trimmed enough, right? And if you're a small account, you might want to just be all out, net all that green. Or if you know, already have made enough profit for the day and you want to have a chance of making a lot more, then you can keep some positions open, but keep your stops to exit at the entry. So he's much less hands-on with managing the positions and the alerts, but he's always out there looking for things, giving levels, and that's where these guys really shine, is their technical analysis and how they generate these kind of pivot points and levels, and call those out. So in the Diamond level subscription, there's also a channel called Xclusive Charts, which is actually run by Grumps. So I believe he's Irish. He's over there, and he just sits here and he churns out these charts just every couple of minutes, just charts, just to keep you updated on what pivot points are with several of the stocks he's watching throughout the day. We got JPM, we got United Healthcare, we got HUM, we got ANET, we got ES, SMCI, Eli Lilly, Kava, you know, everything here. So he's really just, you know, you can follow this if you're more intermediate, you know, level, or advanced, and you are just, you know, want to see what his TA action is, what he's tracking. And he, every morning, or almost every morning, he has a setup, and here he's taking a screenshot of some of the setups that he called, or some of the key pivots. Let me see if I can find, like this is today. Still, we're just scrolling through all his charts he's been sharing from his setups. He is like a genius, an expert at this, and X trusts him. You know, he doesn't trust anybody else's TA at face value. But Grumps he does. So yeah, here we go. So I think maybe this is from yesterday. He says, Home Depot potential double bottom reversal. Today's FOMC may be a catalyst for a rate, to what is a rate sensitive sector. So support reversal 332.98. So if it hits there and bounces, you might look at 335 calls. Upside triggers, here's the neckline price, last quarter's low, and the 50-day moving average here. So he's got all these called out, and you can watch those, as the price, advances through those different levels to know kind of where it's going and to get an idea of how this will perform. Now, of course, once again, this is a very kind of intermediate or advanced, level of trading. You have to be able to know how to read these charts and follow along with them. So he's not really holding your hand. There's another actual subscription tier that you can join in this channel, which is called the SPX Exclusive. It's the SPX level tier, which means that they're doing SPX options trading in there. This subscription is very expensive, but you can make a massive amount of money. Again, not for beginners, and you need a large account size because the trades you make in there are very expensive. Some of these options themselves cost $1,000, and so if you buy 5 options, you're already looking at $5,000. None of these trades are supposed to be over 1% to 3% of your total portfolio. So you gotta have a big chunk of change to do that. But you gotta have money to make money. So I did that for a while, and then I got a little too busy. And I'm also on the West Coast, so that's the other downside. Is if you want to do this trading stuff, you gotta be waking up early, and that's hard for me to do all the time. I still work in my day job right now. Maybe I'll quit it. We'll see. All right, so there's a lot of other little channels in here. Obviously the boilerplate kind of read me stuff up here. Recap links. Oh yeah, duh, very important thing to share. Let's take a look at the performance of this server, which is posted every week. Here we have 55 trades, 51 wins, 4 losses, win rate of 92%, and average gains of 213%. You've broken down by Xclusive and the SPX channel and Atom. So Grumps doesn't technically alert, so he's not included in these. So Xclusive had 2 losses, but 132% average gain and 91% win rate. Atom, it was actually 100% for last week. Good job, Atom. 17 alerts, and he was on fire, as well. So, and then there's a monthly recap. Also, 261 trades and 23 losses. So again, I'm following that above 90% win rate there. Hit 92. I've seen him up to 95. Atom had an 86. And again, Adam's gains are a little bit lower because he's focusing on safer, trades. And with X, the way he does his alerts and his calculations, you kind of have to take some of these, gains. There's a little bit of wiggle room with how you execute them. So he might be able to alert them, but it doesn't mean that you'll be able to get into it at the same prices and everything because of just latency. That's just how it is. Let's see. Everybody was saying nasty close. Oh yes, we had Spy take a little bit of a dump there. All right, so what else we got on the server here? So yeah, you can see the performance really is incredible. So if you follow along and you have a strategy and you're consistent, then that's what you should be averaging. Just don't oversize and don't, remember that's about the only rule. Make sure you get out when it's green and set your stops. Let's see. So alert performance, we have SPX channel, we have our diamond membership. I could show you a little bit of the other ones. We looked at the alerts, we looked at the charts, Adam's alerts, the wheel strategy. We have these bot channels here, which is another cool service in here. Bullseye alerts, which is just generated from this app, just trade ideas to kind of tracking symbols and looking at levels and targets and stuff, and generates an AI confidence. So that's kind of cool. If you even have time to really look at these, there's a bot channel, and the members of the server can run commands to generate charts and to do some other calculations. So some people use that. Here's the channel for the alerts only. So some people just don't want to read all the chat. And here's the alert, just plain old alerts. Get copied to that channel. I think Adam has his own Adam alerts channel. All right, so of course there's the lounge where people can chat and talk about trading, and then news, a nice channel that just shows news articles, which is great, but there's an awful lot in there, of course. See what's X saying right now. He's still trying to comprehend Broadcom keeping a 12% gain all day. Yeah, Broadcom had a crazy move last night. It was insane, and he bought in. He had options that were risk-free, and it went up an insane amount. So those were worth. Well, let's see if he says here at the open. Go all the way up. Excuse me. Okay, here we are. AVG. Oh, you know what? Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, it just makes me cry because they are at $22,000 each, and the original purchase was, oh, where is it? Oh yeah, so he bought these on the 10th originally at, yeah, but that's still a lot of money. That's almost $4,000 for a single contract. But then it goes up to $22,000. I mean, yikes. So again, you don't want to play those unless you have a very large account. So we have a daily gains channel for the users to post their wins or losses of the day. Some people are up, very good, and the consistent people, and some new people, you know, they have ups and downs, as you can see. Weekly gains, shares, yeah, and okay, announcements, questions, answers. You know, these are like market related questions. You know, dollar cost averaging, writing code calls, like how these things work. So some, like, you know, people have asked these questions commonly. You can just send them a link to that channel. They do giveaways for memberships sometimes. I think this channel got reset at one point, but they do that. Let's see. And yeah, there's Adams with alerts, education, you know, kind of the same idea. A lot of resources, and then again a whole other section for bots down here that do just other things: breakouts, flow, large sweeps, golden sweeps, insider trading, dark pool. So like these guys are really just like connected into everything, you know. Oh, and this is one of my favorite ones, is the earning reports calendars. You can see what earnings are coming up on these days here. I don't quite understand where Broadcom is, why that's not in there, unless that's oh, I guess that was daily. Here we go. So I thought there was like they do like weekly ones. I guess this is like a daily one. So yeah, so you see after the close on Wednesday, we had Broadcom, and then before the open we have these guys. So you can see like just a little brief, you know, TA thing, and maybe just so you just know what's going on, you know. And like this is stuff like, you know, I'm not usually in the know, but because of this now I know, you know. It's like these guys are talking about it, and what they're usually trying to do during the week is to make some trades with some options and then get risk free on it, so that you can basically hang in there, and then maybe it'll just blow up after the earnings report. But if not, then you don't end up losing money that you didn't want to lose. This server has a referral program. So, you know, they do their subscriptions through Whop, and here's the gold membership, 50 a month. SPX is 500 a week, which you can make 500 in a single trade or more. So technically it's way worth it. And diamond, which is 250 a month. Get discounts on these, you know, depending on like the giveaways, how you participate on the server, etc. I can get referral percentage, you know. So if you invite your friends, you get 20% of this recurring. So imagine you refer somebody to SPX. That's a lot of money. That's $400 a month you're making just because you referred somebody to this channel. So, you know, pretty cool if you got friends who are into trading. So anyway, if you're interested in joining, click the link that I put in the description, and I hope to see you on there. All right, thanks very much. Goodbye.